Yep, it's definitely time to talk about the one game that that you guys voted on. And as you guys remember, if you see my comic on my post about the final results, I said that this was a good choice. And it is. Hello everyone, this is Foxcat, and welcome to the review of Green Trigger 3D. Or just Green Trigger. I'm just going to call it Green Trigger because it really is just that. The 3D is just added because of the 3DS kind of thing. And to be perfectly honest, there is a lot of stuff to talk about with this, game. Especially considering how much of an impression this game had on me as a, kid. Because believe it or not, this was actually one of my first DS games. And it holds a lot to my heart because it's actually a pretty fun and awesome game. However, unfortunately, despite how fun it was also relatively forgotten. And I guess it was good reasons too, mostly because in actuality, the problem was the fact of the matter is, due to some of the fact of, how it wasn't very promoted well, I think, and also probably because of the design, because many people think this may have been just a children's girl game. I mean, literally, if you were to tell me in years that this wasn't a girl's game, I wouldn't believe you just by judging by the artwork I saw on the box, even though I will still pick it up. And trust me, this isn't a girl's game at all. This isn't a kid's game at all. This is actually a all-gender, definitely fun game, to say the least. Sure, it may look like that, but in actuality, Dream Trigger is probably one of the best-looking games I ever seen, even on the 3DS, which is saying something considering it's also one of the most weirdest games I ever played, but in a great way, in a very awesome way. So, I want to go ahead and talk about why you guys may want to play this, if you get a chance to even find it, because it's probably one of those rare games. Explain the whole content of it, and literally try my best to show just how fun it is. No doubt, probably won't be able to truly show the full extent of the game, mostly because in order to do that, I have to hold this up and do da-da-da-da, because, even now my camera is being held by a freaking phone holder, so it's probably not going to be best, but I'll try my best to showcase what's going on and all that. So first off and foremost, how does Green Trigger work? Well, in order to showcase this, I'm going to have to kind of show gameplay first, because I really do want to talk about the artwork of this. Alright, so as you probably can see, yeah, I'm really doing a good job, huh? That's how it looks. I wish I can dodge these. Mirror form. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I have to explain a lot what you're seeing. Also, maybe do that too. So you see that? Yep. And we died already. Hey, at least you got to see some of it. Yeah, I was not joking about the whole I cannot do this, because this thing, as you kind of saw from my hands, if you ever saw that, I'm going to double check this video afterwards, but if it gets posted with that comment, it's obviously you saw it. Anyways, as you saw, yeah, the thing really does use both the screen and the pen and blah blah. But before you ask, no, it's not like Kid Icarus Uprising, as I heard it. Controllers, it's crazy. And fun fact, I'm actually going to get that game next, so we'll see how I go for that. But it's actually pretty good, and as you also saw, even though that's probably not one of the best looking levels, it's my personal favorite level, by the way, there's literally tons of awesome levels in there, and there are much more greater designs and stuff. And the enemies are very interesting too. But let's go ahead and talk about the gameplay for a bit. So, to kind of explain what you just saw, the object of the game is kind of a mixture of technically it is a kind of a shooter, but also like a bullet hell kind of thing, but not even in the same vein. So what happens is, during points of the thing, as you guys saw, the enemies will be somewhat invisible. Not on the touchscreen pad, as the point of the game is you're supposed to literally tap on the downward of the screen, tap all, like literally all the places you can if you got all the space, that is, because you do run out of space or energy to do so. But when you do, you hit them, and you have to. It really is all about timing. I know I'm not making a lot of sense, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, you definitely would literally, have to press it. And the object is, in order way you can hit them, or even get the power to hit them, which is, I think it's the L button. You have to first reveal them first by using that system. And again, it's all about timing, because during every time there's a wave, and if it hits your note, it will make a sound wave and it will hit the enemy, revealing it. And then if you got enough power, you really do need to literally hit it with it. Keyword that this really is a hell bullet game, though, because they will start shooting crap at you, and you will at least know when they do it, because they'll glow, as you guys just saw. And again, the only way to defeat this game is through that thing. Fun fact, you can actually beat it without hitting the monsters, but you won't face the final boss, which is recommended to do. And pretty much, yeah, that's literally it. It's actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Like, it's literally easy. It's not like King Icarus Uprising at all, because it really is easy, and it's also pretty fun. I will say, though, there is a lot of challenge to this game. Like, if I have to say, the fourth boss on this thing is a nightmare full of fuck, which makes even the freaking weaker boss, the final boss, even weaker. Like, I beat the final boss on my first try, but yet the fourth boss was so fucking insane. And there's like 5 bosses and stuff. Like, it's nuts. I feel like that should have been reversed, but whatever. It's still a fun game, and as you guys can see, it is passable at best and stuff. And what you guys just saw was I was playing on free play mode. However, before we get to that, we need to touch on, well, the story mode. Okay, this is going to be weird to explain, but pretty much it's basically your world map mode. It says world map mode, which I don't know why it would say that. And yeah, I'm at the final boss and all that. Again, I'm beating this, but the whole point of it is you go through them and do the whole level thing. And this is actually how you unlock the things. And my God, doing this is okay. Let me see if I can do this thing. And by the way, it's worth noting that to move, you actually do gotta get to the other areas and stuff. Where is the more lighter ones? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty much your basic go through stuff, and you may notice the coloring. We'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, I already beat it, but there is something I do need to note, and that is that point thing, as you may see right there. If you don't see it, it says that points 63D points, whatever the fuck D stands for. I think it's supposed to be destination points. But the reason why is, believe it or not, for those who do not know, if I can get home, how do you move back home? Ah, shit. Well, while I'm talking, I think... How do you move back? Okay. Alright, well, hopefully this isn't... I'm going to go ahead and go home here just a bit. But anyways, while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and kind of explain how you get those points. Because that's kind of another to say the least, once I go through this whole trigger thing. The reason why is because in order to get those points and stuff, even though it is super easy, the only way to unlock those levels and get through that whole entire map thing is you actually earn points by doing, challenges. And some of the challenges are super weird. Like, once I get through this whole shabam, I'll show you some of the challenges. But in order to do that, you advance through the levels in order to do so. It's definitely one of the more interesting ones. Also, as you guys probably saw, I don't know if there's even a home space, which is nuts. Let me see. There's also a wire thing, challenge list. Here we go. There's also options, but yeah, here's the weird challenge things I'm talking about, and they give you some points while you do them. And I gotta do a lot of them back when I was playing this thing. I still probably haven't beaten all of it, but I have beaten enough to beat the entire game, so it's not a big deal. Also, while we're at it, there's also music to this. As you go to the auction section, which is obviously with the always knowable symbol for auctions, being a fucking rank for some fucking reason. There's a lot of stuff. There's like credits, the records, tutorial, just in case you forget it. Here's the sound settings, which is just your music player, which is awesome. In fact, one of the key things that I feel like I'm surprised to this day, I might actually myself do it because I haven't seen it on YouTube, but I'm surprised that the soundtrack has not been released of this music. Like, let me just actually show you one of the soundtracks here. Like, let me just go ahead and play some of the soundtracks. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted, but whatever. Like, that. Like, that's like the first music. By the way, they're out of order. But you got like something like that. Then we got this, if I can play it. Then we get like something like that. And then we get like robot sound because that's from a machine level. And we get like, that's the level you heard from my favorite levels because it's pretty much art stuff. Then we get to this one, which is pretty much stuff. And as you can tell, they really do use some old music. That's like a dolphin level. That's like the least favorite mine, but it's still a good level. Some weird tribal one. That's actually a tile screen, but that's also a star space level. And we got a technology like a Cypress level. And then we got the final boss level, which is actually insane and awesome at the same time. And you can tell that music is one of the themes along with art and the whole dream aesthetic, which is pretty good. Like, this whole game really does focus on the dream aesthetic. Like, I know there's tons of other games that kind of does that, like the Canola series or try to think of other ones. But I feel like Dream Trigger probably hit the nail on the hammer for a weird-ass dream, to be honest. Because it really does feel like you're in a dream. And hell, even the freedom mode, like I showed you before, this freedom thing even has reference to it. And by the way, now we're talking about it, this is the freedom mode, and this is where you just go through the bunch of stuff. I think I should use my pen for this. Yeah, I should. And you got like your levels, easy, medium, hard, extra hard, challenge, I guess, I don't know. They also got some weird names too, like, you first got anxiety for the first level, harmony, tranquility, if I'm saying that, tranquility, I think that's how you say it, you hopefully can see it, lucility, and hostility. I know I'm butchering the crap out of those names, but again, it goes back to the whole dream thing, while also that. One more thing, there's also what I haven't known that, and I gotta go back, but there's like a online thing, which I never played because this gets more of a one-player mode, but that, and then we got like the time test thing, like time trial mode, which also I never touched because who gives a fuck for this time travel thing? Because really, who really plays, like literally, I understand people want to break records, but who the fuck plays, I don't even see how this even has it, like no offense to the game. How do you have time thing for a game where you just shoot a bunch of thing? It makes no sense. I don't know. Even weirder is that actually one of the challenges I have to do on that game. I don't know. It's weird, I know. Like, I mean, at least racing makes sense, but freaking shooting hell bullet thing, which even then you don't even have a time limit for that because unfortunately you still gotta deal with the whole boss, and this music is like 2 minutes or something like that. So yeah, or 4. I don't know how many. I actually really do want to do a OC videos of, like, so you guys can hear the official soundtrack, not OC, OST official soundtrack videos of this, because I really think many people need to hear this music. But still, how the hell do you do that? Because it's like 4 or 3 or minutes. That's not, I don't know. It's the game. It was back then, like, seriously, I still don't get why even then. I get breaking records, but okay. But other than that, like, there's really isn't really much of bad negatives to this game. Yeah, sure, some could see it a little bit bland. The shooting system isn't fully perfect, I'll say that, and it does get challenging towards the end. But all in all, it's actually a pretty straightforward and great game. I enjoyed the hours that I spent to it. And even then, afterwards, I can still go back to it and all that and listen to this music. I really do. Like, I do treasure this game. And I feel bad because, again, this is actually a very hidden gem game. Like, I'm very shocked that no one had talked about this. I'm surprised there probably isn't even a sequel towards it because, really, this game needs a fucking sequel here. This is really a good game. Like, I hope one day it can actually go onto the freaking Switch, because that's how great it is. But, however, I can kind of see why it may have been flopped, because, as you can kind of tell, even though I don't really think it was a full-fledged indie game, it kind of feels like that. But again, I don't think it really was an indie game at all. But, you know, since it was made by unknown developers and literally the whole concept is a little bit, and like I said, due to judging a book by its cover problem with it looking like a girl's game, because I'll be fair, like even let me just show you right off the bat, even the freaking software thing has a butterfly, which makes sense for reasons, but bruh, this is not just a girl's game, this is a full-fledged gender game. Like, any gender can play this game and it's still fucking fun. I get it because it's probably more feminine, but really that doesn't mean a boy can play it. Hell, I beat this fucker, so I don't know. But, you know, that's what happened. And there were a lot more better games, to say the least. Like, I'm not trying to downplay this game because I really give it like a full-fledged S+ rank or A+ rank of just how awesome, like, 10 million stars out of 10 million stars, gold stars thing. Like, I know that's weird, but I'm being serious. I really do appreciate this game. This game is worth your time if you're able to find it. That's the problem, because this might be a rare game. But it really is a good game. I recommend, if you're able to have the chance to buy it, I think you can buy it from eBay, hopefully not for $1 million, because we all know, jokingly speaking, games go up to high prices. But I do recommend you guys play it. It's very fun. It's awesome. Like, really, it's a great game and stuff. And I will never forget the memories I have with this game. The hours. You can tell I did put some hours into this game because I love this music, the art. Really, this game pops and booms. And I know I didn't show too much of the game and only show my favorite part of the game, but trust me, there are some, like, go watch other actual Dream Trigger videos, which is the only documentation of the memory of this game, and you can see just how explosive those levels are. Like, there literally are great levels and details in there. Even that dolphin one that I don't like, it's still a good level stuff. Like, really, it's really good. So anyways, that's it. Snapping out of here. Bye-bye.